of you for making this platform a family of 500 subscribers. I'm deeply overwhelmed by the kind of love and support you all have been showing me by sending me messages on Instagram, both at my personal account as well as on TKOP Official. The kind of messages I have been receiving in last few days, it gives me an indication that most of my audience wants me to talk on the crucial segments of the pageant preparation. And today I am here to discuss one of the very important topics which I had been thinking to talk about since a very long time. But before we dive into the video, let me introduce myself for the people who are watching me for the first time. I am Vagisha Mishra and I review and decode beauty pageants at my channel. So if you are visiting the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe the channel and also turn on the bell icon so you'll be the first to get notified whenever a video goes live at my channel. Now let me tell you all 5 things which no one will ever tell you about beauty pageants, and I repeat, no one. These are some of the experiences which I have personally observed after following the pageant since last 6 years, covering it for my blog and knowing the pageant industry inside out. So these are not some things which you are going to find out easily on any website or any book or in any movie. So I'm going to unravel all the secrets or all the myths which are associated to beauty pageant industry. So let's get straight into the video. The number one and most important thing which I want you all to know and understand is that you have to understand that you're going to fail, and that's okay. You have been waiting for being a beauty queen since your childhood, and when you reach your eligible age, you apply for the pageant, you even get the audition call, you reach to the pageant venue, and throughout the day you stay hungry, still keeping a smile on your face, and you're feeling like you're going to make it. You're going to get shortlisted, but boom, your name isn't called in the top 3 finalists. You can't even imagine, right? Happens. I know you might have prepared throughout the year to stand at the place you are standing right now. How can you not make it then? Girls at this stage usually undergo self-doubt and they start questioning their capabilities, thinking if they cannot make it to the top 3 finalists of the state audition, then how can they ever win the Miss India title? Many girls even dump this dream, abuse the organization, start hating the girls who have been shortlisted, and then leave pageantry forever. Leaving the pathway of pageantry is completely your choice, and trust me, I am not here to negotiate for you to make a comeback. But you have to understand that it's never about you. Your chances of making it to the finale or not does not depend on how good you think you are. It's about how your fellow contestants are. Are they more natural than you? Are they more moldable or flexible as compared to you? Will you be a very good candidate if you're shortlisted? Or will you help their brand grow as an individual if you win the title? Is it just a time pass or whip for you? Or how seriously you're going to take up this title if you're shortlisted as a finalist or even the winner of the crown. And most importantly, have you done enough research about the pageant where you're going to participate? It's basically a whole Pandora box of answering the question, why should I hire you? So when you not make it for the very first time you're participating in any beauty pageant, ask yourself the question of what is it that you lagged in participating in a beauty pageant, what is it that the other fellow contestants excelled at, and what is it that you can learn from them in order to be a better candidate for future beauty pageants. And if you still not get answers to these questions, I will suggest you to get enrolled in any pageant training academy, consult former beauty queens, or take advices from the pageant critiques. But again, don't follow anyone's advice blindly without following your own discretion. So yes, your first pageant audition may not be exactly like how you planned it, but hey, accept yourself with flaws. How do you accept the world to accept your flaws if you don't accept yourself with your imperfections? Be accountable for your own mistakes or your shortcomings. So hope for the best, but always be prepared for the worst. Your self-worth is never going to be decided by an audition. Now, giving a very authentic example of myself, I have been writing vlogs since last 5 years. But when it came to YouTube videos filming, I was very nervous and cautious of how it would turn like, because I never knew anything about editing or filming a video, and I don't have a team to support me. So initially I was very uncomfortable thinking about the idea of starting my own channel. But look at me now, it's been only few months and here am I, because all of you want to watch my content, because you all love to hear what I have to say. So this is how life is. If you don't believe in your own self-worth, how are you expecting the world to see how magnificent you are as an individual? You have to learn how to come out of your shell. Otherwise, the world will never ever realize your potential. Basically, grow through what you go through. So that's my number one advice to all of the young girls who are waiting to go to audition for a beauty pageant for the first time ever. Now, number two, you're never going to win a pageant based on your walk, your shoots, or your styling. Yes, you heard that right. Now, as a part of competing in a beauty pageant, you need to ace your shoots, your walk, and your style statement. But that will not guarantee you a crown. If you don't believe me, do a homework and go and search the social media handles of the contestants who previously competed at Femina Miss India or Miss Diva. Have a look at their shoots, how they walk and how they project their personalities on social media, and were very heavy favorites of the crowd to win the title but still could not win. Have you ever realized why? Because more than your styling, your walk or your shoots, what matters the most is your authentic personality. For the girls who have never participated in a beauty pageant and are looking forward to their first audition, let me tell you a very important fact. When you reach to the audition venue, you will find many stunning candidates who are auditioning for the same title as you are. And by looking at them, you're going to realize, ये तो perfect है, I don't stand a chance. That's where you're going to make a mistake. Not only Femina Miss India or Miss Diva organization, any beauty pageant will always look for somebody who is flexible, moldable, as well as very down to earth. Nobody will ever crown a beauty queen who has a diva attitude, who is expertise when it comes to modeling, but still is having an air of arrogance around her. See, don't pretend to be extra sweet or extra humble when you go to any beauty pageant, because people who have been working in beauty pageant industry have seen thousands of girls who fake it. So they are very quick in judging who is faking it and who is authentic in projecting their personality. So faking never works. But yes, you need to adopt modesty and humbleness in your attitude in order to stand out among the other individuals. Be kind to others, but most importantly, be kinder to yourself. Be good to everyone around you, be it your fellow contestants or the team members of the organization. Believe in the idea of true sportsmanship and always support your fellow candidates. Now let me give you an example of Miss World 2017 when Miss South Africa, Adia, she mistakenly damaged her evening gown one night before the finale. So our representative to Miss World at that year, Manushi Chiller, she showed her wardrobe to Adia and she offered her one of the gowns which she was having as a backup. So the gown which Adia wore on the finale night was actually Manushi's. Similar incident happened at Miss Universe 1994 when Sushmita Sen did not have a matching earring to her finale dress, and one of her fellow contestants offered her a pair of earrings. So the magnitude of beauty pageants which you see on TV is much more than what goes behind the scenes. So that is the mantra of beauty pageant. You are going to win the title only if they like you as a person at that time. That doesn't mean that you will leave your pageant preparation just to be a good person. Of course that is needed because it is called a beauty pageant for a reason. So you have to focus on your pageant preparation, but always remember that you have to be a very good person. You don't have to leave your real self in order to become somebody who you don't even know. Number 3, social media is your biggest tool when you're combating in a beauty pageant. With the lockdown period, you must have seen many mythological shows going on a rerun on television where people fight with bows and arrows and swords. But here, when you compete at any beauty pageant, your most important tool is your social media. Now you must be considering why, because my own account, my personal account looks so dead. So I am not competing in any beauty pageant, and I am an extrovert but a very private person, and I share things only when I feel like sharing them on my private account. So that is why I am not very much active on social media other than the TKOP official account. But when you're competing in any beauty pageant, your social media can break or make your image. Almost every second DM of my Instagram account is filled with the question, is it mandatory to be extremely active on social media? And I say yes. Then they ask me the reason, and I keep telling them that you have to look forward to my YouTube channel, because I am soon coming up with a video on very similar like this. So this is the part, girls, where you need to pay attention to get an answer to your questions. The moment you go for audition, be it the pageant organization, the pageant critics, or the pageant fans, first and foremost, they are going to have a look at your social media to decide your credibility, and most importantly, your Instagram feed. Your profile should be public so that anyone can have an access to your profile. Now this sounds interesting. Whatever you post on your social media, be it your picture, your selfie, or even the caption which you are putting, or even the use of a single emoji that throws a light on you as a person, everything is under scrutiny. Now this is not a criteria to judge you in a beauty pageant, but that's a basic human instinct. जितना आप अपने fellow classmates को stalk करते हो, उतना we analyze your social media in order to come up with better analysis of how you talk, what kind of people you're surrounded with, what kind of post you make, what are you up to in future, what kind of behavior you have, how you deal with life problems, how you think about other issues in the current social scenario, and what is it that makes you different from others. So when I make reviews for any beauty pageants, when I make predictions, it's not only the evening gown round performance or the swimsuit round performance or whatever is shown to me as an audience. That is not the only basis of how I form my prediction. I always make sure to go through the social media handle of any particular candidate, because it gives me a projection of how they talk, how they walk, how they are as person, and how serious they are about the given cause they are competing at a beauty pageant. So you have to be very, very careful of what kind of image your social media handle is highlighting to the audience as well as the pageant organizers and critics. Now this being said, it still becomes very mysterious of what is a good example of having a good social media account. Now I will give you a very good example by sharing one of my favorite former beauty queens social media handle with you all, and she is none other than Rolyn Strauss, who was crowned as Miss World 2014 from South Africa. So let's have a look at her social media account. If you see Miss World 2014 Rolyn Strauss feed, you can find a proper balance of how she shows her family, her career, workout regime, lifestyle, and future plans with such immaculate balance. There should be a balance in whatever you post on your feed. Don't, and I repeat, don't. Please don't post your stupid selfies on your Instagram with some stupid or silly emojis or captions in it. It ruins your image completely. That does not mean that you can't post a selfie on your Instagram feed. Of course you can, but always share that in form of a story, so that even if somebody looks at your Instagram profile after a year or two, it still is evergreen and still has some relevance associated to your personality. Delete all the trash from your feed if you're very serious about your public image, and I strongly advise you to not post any TikTok turned reels in your feed, because it looks very silly. Of course you can post it twice or thrice in a week, but not more than that. It should not be crammed up with the entire reels or TikToks you have been posting on your Instagram feed. Let people enjoy your fun personality, but let them not believe that you're simply valuing your time for all the silly stuff. Yes, people are very judgmental when it comes to beauty pageant, and if you're very serious about competing in a beauty pageant, you need to learn to live with it. You need not be bothered by everything what people have been saying about you, but rather you should focus more on your self-worth. Show your life journey through your Instagram feed, and you must remember that no one is ever interested to crown you for beauty pageants unless you have a real authentic story backing you up. And how the story branches from your feed is very significant, because we don't have any access to your life. So whatever you post on social media, that is what we are going to accept as an audience. So be very careful when it comes to social media projection. Share a real authentic story about your personal growth. My number 4 fact which I'm going to share with all of you is pageants are not unbiased. Yes, this is a very hard truth to get swallowed inside, but this is what the bitter truth of the industry is. Of course, all the pageants are not biased, certainly not, because had it been such case, then we would have never seen queens like Sushmita, Lara, Manushi, even the reigning Miss West Bengal, Sushmita Roy, making it huge in beauty pageants. Of course, we have seen many girls who have reached there with a lot of dedication and hard work, like Pia Alonso Wurzbach, who tried thrice before she actually won the title of Miss Universe Philippines and eventually Miss Universe. But when the batch is weak and we are not sure of getting an international title, of course we cannot win every year, right? So in such cases, biases are going to arise and you cannot do anything about it. Accept it. Swallow it. And this is not only the case with Indian beauty pageants, but also international beauty pageants, where many of the candidates who are hyped, they end up winning the international crown despite of giving very average performances. It's more about what value a title holder can add to the brand, if the sponsors like the face or not, are sponsors ready to invest in that candidate, and many more factors which you as an audience cannot understand. At the end of the day, it's a showbiz industry and you cannot meet the expectations of everyone, right? Even at the international beauty pageants, the national pageant's public relation with that particular organization matters a lot and plays a huge decisive role in deciding how the candidate or a delegate is going to proceed further. Have you ever wondered that why are we doing so well at the Miss World pageant, but we keep on failing at pageants like Miss Earth or Miss International? That of course does not mean that we are not sending worthy candidates, right? Miss World organization is cordially invited to Femina Miss India beauty pageant every year, and it meets the requirements of the international pageant in the national finale as well. But this is not the case with Miss Earth India or Miss International India, right? We have sent some of the amazing candidates like Alankrita Shahai, Shobita Dulipala and Tejaswani Manogana at the Miss Earth pageant and still clapped. The same goes with the Miss International pageant as well. Also, if any Asian candidate has won the Miss World title or any specific international beauty pageant title in recent years, then your chances to win any international pageant title also somewhere is reduced or minimized unless you are extraordinary. So your candidature alone is never going to guarantee you a crown unless you meet the expectations of the surrounding and the people who are surrounded by the organization in the time which you are competing at any beauty pageant. So next time, if you don't win any beauty pageant or are even not shortlisted for any beauty pageant, before calling it a biased pageant, you have to understand that there are many other factors involved in beauty pageants other than your candidature alone. So unless you are in your best version, supported by the best team and are competing at the best time of any given international or national beauty pageant, you're not going to win irrespective of how hard you try. You have to be very practical about accepting this fact. And number 5, but my most important fact which I want to share with all of you is that dropping out of your college or your school in order to compete for any beauty pageant is outrightly silly. It has been 6 years since I have known a lot of models and beauty pageant candidates who have competed in beauty pageants, auditioned for the pageants and have failed miserably at the same. I have seen so many downfalls and heartbreaking moments that it is very difficult for me to count in number. There was a girl who was 19 years old when she auditioned first for her beauty pageant. She wasn't selected that year, she dropped out of college that year and was still not shortlisted for the pageant. She went into depression to such an extent that she flunked in her college and had to take a whole year break and then got enrolled in the succeeding year in order to complete her graduate degree. Never commit to leave your education midway in order to achieve something which is very arbitrary or temporary, which you may get or may not get in. Pageants definitely provide you a platform to voice your opinions, but what is the point of that platform if you yourself are not going to value your self-worth or your self-love, and it snatches you your own self-dignity? Remember the fact that pageants do not complete you. It is the other way around. Participate in beauty pageants only when you feel complete in yourself, because that way you will be fulfilling your own passion and you will be making yourself happy in the process. And let me clear one of the very important fact with you all, that pageant organization themselves will never crown you unless you feel good and valuable about yourself. If you observe the recent Miss World or Miss Universe title holders, or even the contestant or the runners-up, you will realize that many of the candidates who compete in beauty pageants are lawyers, doctors and even army officials. So I will always advise you to complete your education and do not leave your career in between. And if you're very eager about modeling or Bollywood industry, then I will suggest you to go for casting auditions for any film or modeling industry rather than wasting your time in beauty pageants, because pageants themselves will never crown you unless you start valuing the pageants very seriously. They will never want anyone to take their platform as a stepping stone to something else. So these are my 5 mantras I would like to give to any young woman who is willing to participate in beauty pageants. Always remember the fact that pageants celebrate your self-worth, celebrate your womanhood and never strips you off from your self-worth. So always celebrate and embrace your real self. Believe in yourself, be kind to others and be confident about what you are. Just try to be a better version of yourself every passing day, and I'm sure that sky will be your limit. So that was it for this video. Do let me know in the comment section if this video was helpful to you. Give it a huge fat thumbs up if you like the video, and also if you have any other question, query or any suggestions for my upcoming videos, you can always drop that down in the comment section. I ensure to go through the comment section always and answer as many questions as I can. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, turn on the bell icon and follow me on all social media outlets, the link of which has been left in the description box below. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys next time.